Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. Today, I'm going to discuss an article that is meant, in my assessment, to do damage control. Damage control to what? Damage control to the latest news that foreign fighters are caught by the Russians and they become prisoners and they're considered mercenaries, and then they get what the mercenaries get, which is death penalty, firing squad. Now, obviously, the Ukrainians and the, the supporters of Ukraine deny that they are mercenaries, and they say no, they are part of the Ukrainian army or something like that. They're not mercenaries. So now is the campaign to form our opinion, the little fish, that we just get the news from these smart guys from Reuters and New York Times and USA Today and all those big shots from corporate media. And they form our opinion in a way that, hey, no. Let us tell you the reality, the truth here. And they will tell us how the things are. They will tell us who are these people actually. Not mercenaries. They're not. They might act like them. They might get money like them, but they are not because of some little details, some little technicalities. They don't qualify as mercenaries. And I have this article, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. This article comes from our friends, Ukrainska Pravda, and from today, June 13th, 2022, and this is the title. Representatives of 55 countries are fighting against the Russian army on the side of Ukraine. Okay, good for them. Let's go further. The International Defense Legion. So this is what it's all about. So the International Defense Legion of Ukraine includes representatives of 55 countries. That means whenever the Russians will catch someone in Ukraine or in Russia, and they will say that's a terrorist or a mercenary, you will hear the corporate media and the Ukrainian media saying, no, they are part of the International Defense Legion. So they are not mercenaries. And they're going to tell us who these guys are with the details. So the source is Damien Magru, Legion speaker, at a briefing in Kiev on today, June 13th. So, and I'm quoting, we have representatives of more than 50 countries and citizenships. When I last looked, there were 55 countries and citizenships. We have representatives of countries from all parts of the world, all continents, even as far as Brazil, South Korea, and Australia. According to Magru, the largest number of soldiers in the International Legion are US and British citizens, followed by Poland and Canada, the representatives of Baltic countries, and the northern countries, including Finland. Magra emphasized that the International League is part of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, so it is funded by the Ukrainian army. This is the first cover. Maybe it is so. I'm just saying. The first cover, they are not mercenaries, is because they are part of the armed forces of Ukraine. So, in conclusion, it is funded by the Ukrainian army. Okay. He clarified that all legionnaires receive the same salary as any other military personnel of the armed forces of the Ukraine, and therefore cannot be considered mercenaries. So this is the whole idea of all this article. It's not that 55 countries and so on. No, this is the last 4 words. Cannot be considered mercenaries. Right? It was all about the mercenaries. Let's read further, because now he's going to say, hey, who's a mercenary and who's not? And he's going to make the point. He explained. He explained that according to international law, funding is the primary motivation of mercenaries, and they should receive more money than the military personnel of the army they are fighting for. So these are the only differences. Their mercenaries are motivated primarily by money, and they should receive more money than the regular army. And anything else the same? Okay. All right. Thanks for telling us. And I'm read some more here. It's quoted, this Magru guy. This applies to all expenses on accommodation, salaries of soldiers, weapons, and ammunition. Additional funds are raised from private donors, primarily from West, and we spend this money, which we fundraise for a different, for our, no, for fundraise for on different platforms. There's something wrong. Through various intermediaries, exclusively on equipment for our fighters. This is not part of the standard military kit issued by the armed forces of Ukraine and has not funding through state channels of Ukraine, but it is needed on the battlefield. Therefore, according to international law, by definition, we can't be mercenaries. Moreover, we have all the documents in accordance with Ukrainian law which prove that we are full employees of the armed forces of Ukraine. Got that? Got that? That's it. That's it. That's the truth. Well, if it's so, so be it. I don't care. The thing is, I guarantee you that when the Russians catch any of these guys, they will say, mercenary, mercenary, mercenary. They can claim whatever they want. These guys are going to do whatever they want. I guarantee you that. Is it right? Is it wrong? I mean, if these guys are what they say they are, then obviously it would be wrong to categorize them as mercenaries. I don't know. They're volunteers. I don't know how you characterize them. Volunteers, I guess, under that. But nevertheless, how the world works, the Russians will, as I said, put them in the category they choose fit for themselves, not for the guys. And besides, that's a little thing here that I don't. I have a question. Let's put it this way. Let's say the primary motivation is not money. So what could be the primary motivation? To gain experience, like in a video game? No, it can't be that. It's the love of that country, or the love of, how should I put it, ideal, for the truth, for what's right, things like this. So then, if you go to fight for this kind of ideals and not for money, that means you're ready to die for them. So when you go and fight, and somehow those guys capture you, even though you should not get captured, like Trump said about McCain, he's not a hero, he said. And he said, I'm still quoting, I like heroes. Heroes do not get caught. They don't get captured. They either stay alive or they die. Well, that's kind of like the same thing here. For me, that's how I see things. It's a personal preference, if you want. If you are in a fight, you either fight to the end, you kill yourself, or if you're captured, then support all the consequences, because once you go to war, you expect to die. You don't expect to live. You have that in your mind. There's a possibility, but you don't go like, oh, I'm going to go to survive. No, it's like once you're born, you're dead. You're condemned to death. The same. Once you go to war, you condemn yourself over there. If you survive, that's very good. But you should, be at peace with that possibility. And the possibility could come someone shooting you, you shooting yourself, or other people capturing you and, let's say, unjustly, judge you and convict you and sentence you to death. And then you say, okay, it was unjust, but I mean, I don't want to, I'm not in that situation. So I don't want to sound too lightly about it. Oh my God, you should be a man and you should. No, but at least you should not be crying at that point that, oh, they captured me, I should go by international law. Really? I mean, you were involved in killing people or getting killed. And you talk about international law now, that I should be a prisoner of war or something. I mean, yeah, you can do that. You can do that. But as I said, life works in a different way. And these guys, the Russians, they will say, you know what? We caught you. You're a mercenary. Oh, you're from the whatever legion you say you are. For us, you're a mercenary. Because if the Russian put this legionnaire, whatever legion, put it on a terrorist, you just say, okay, from now on you're designated terrorist group or a mercenary group like Wagner group, or like, let's call the original one, the Blackwater in the United States. Remember? What about that? Those were the first ones that I know of. And it was Iraq war. These are way ahead. Wagner group is what, 2014, 13? These are easy. They're boys. The other ones are the real dudes. Can you imagine how far ahead those guys are compared with the Wagner group? Yeah. So they were private contractors. That's how they were called. But these are mercenaries, the Wagner group. Anyway, so it's not how you consider yourself, it's how the other guys consider you. So as I said, if the Russians said that group of legionnaires are considered mercenaries, you can't do shit about it, unfortunately. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.